If you're ready to learn how to edit videos but don't know where to start, this video is for you. We're going to be learning the 4 basic skills that I think are really the foundation for creating and editing any sort of video that you want. And we're going to be learning these using a free video editing software called DaVinci Resolve. Now, these skills are ones that once you learn them using DaVinci Resolve or any free video editing platform, you can take these same skills and use them across any paid or expensive video editing software. And once you're done watching this video, you will have the skills that you need to actually create and edit your very first video. And if you do, I sure hope you come back and tell me all about it in the comments below. Alrighty, let's get into it.
So this is DaVinci Resolve, and it actually looks pretty similar to some of the paid video editors that I've worked with. So these 4 skills that I'm going to teach you are skills that you can use to create and edit any video for either an instructional design project or really any video that you are wanting to create. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's talk about the first skill, which is recording and importing videos. So I recorded a video using QuickTime. Now how I access QuickTime is I use the search bar and I search up QuickTime Player, and when I open QuickTime, I have the option to record a screen. I use that to record my videos, and once I've recorded them, then I will import them into DaVinci Resolve. I will right click and I will scroll down to Import Media. And here I have a folder of videos that I want to import. There's 2 in particular that I want to start with. I'm going to import this Canva screen recording as well as this Canva logo. All right, so you can see now that I have this video. If I double click into it, I can actually just kind of view the entire video, and you can see that I've screen recorded myself editing some sort of project in Canva. And this is what I'm going to be wanting to trim down and edit today. I've also imported a Canva logo, which I actually just downloaded from the internet. You can also import graphics that you've created in Canva or screenshots you've taken. But for now, we're going to start with a video and a logo that I've downloaded from Canva. So skill number 2 is you need the ability to trim a clip. So let's go ahead and drag our video to our timeline. Now, trimming a clip is important, and what I mean by trimming a clip is just cutting it or cutting out portions of your video so that, say you say the wrong thing or something is taking too long in your video, or you're doing some unnecessary scrolling that you just want to cut out completely, you can trim your video and it will remove that. If we look at my video here, I think that all this scrolling is fine, but there is one portion of my video that I do want to cut out completely. Well, let me zoom out a little bit. So if we get to this panel right here where I'm viewing a bunch of different smaller panels, I don't really want that in there. I kind of just want it to look like I've clicked on this, and then I want it to appear like this. So I'm going to cut out kind of a good portion of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of the video and the audio, and I'm going to push Command B on my computer. Another option is if you click timeline, you can then click split clips or use the razor feature. That also is one way to do it. I just like to use my keyboard. And then I will scroll along, and I can see I kind of like it when it's still a little bit loading. So let's go right here. So I'll highlight this again. I will split my clip, and this middle portion is what I want to delete. So I will highlight them and delete them. And then to make sure that there's not this big gap, I will highlight both of these and I will drag them to meet the original, and when I push play, it looks like I've clicked and it's appeared right away. So I've just trimmed, and that looks a lot better. All right, so the next skill that I think you should be able to do is to add texts. Now adding text is really useful because you can add intro text, you can add outro text, you can add in text as you're saying certain words that you want to call out, or transitions that you have within your video. And to add text, I'm going to click on this toolbox on the left, and I'm going to click on titles. Now there's a ton of different titles that you can include. For me personally, to get started, I do like this basic title. You know, there's also like a scrolling title, a lower, middle, third, but let's start with just basic title. Now I'm going to click it and I'm going to drag it above my video, and you can see that it has a certain size that indicates the length of the text being visible. I'm going to go ahead and change the color of this so we can see it a bit better. You can do that by clicking Inspector, and then I will change the color. Let's just change it to like a, well, let's change it to like a Canva color. I'm going to use this color picker, and I'm going to click on this Canva color. Okay, and I'll click OK. I can change the font. I'm going to make this font, let's make it this one, and now I can click on it and move it around. If you find that you can't click on the title, you may need this 4-box, icon clicked. It might mean that you just don't have it clicked. So just click on it, and then you can move your title around. I can change it to, this is Canva. I can change it to whatever I want, and I can add a title here. Now I'm going to click Inspector again. Let's say that I want the words "this is Canva" to actually be at the very beginning, right before we get to, having something on the screen. I will just drag this here, and then I can take the end of the text and I can actually drag it as long as I want. So say I want it to just end here. Let's see what that looks like. Let's move it in the center. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Oh, perfect. Let's watch this. Let's see, it says this is Canva, and then as soon as we pick something, the words go away. So that's perfect. So the last skill that we're going to talk about, and that I think is really important to be able to do for videos like a tutorial video or something, is to highlight a specific area or call out a specific area on the screen. And you can do that by highlighting it. So we're going to go ahead and highlight this area. Let's say we're talking about adding something here, and I want to actually kind of like call it out, and I want to highlight it. I'll show you what that looks like. This is really good for when you want to call out a specific part of the screen when you are talking about it. I'm going to go to Toolbox. I'm going to go to Effects, and then, nope. Actually, I'm going to go to, Generators. I'm going to go down here to Solid Color. I'm going to click and drag this solid color block here. It looks like you can't see anything, but that's because it's taking up the whole screen. So I'm going to shrink it down. Again, if you can't click on this box, it's because you need to make sure that this icon with the 4 corners is highlighted or is clicked. And I'm going to go ahead and make this the size that I want. I'm going to click Inspector. I'm going to change this to a yellowy color because when we highlight things, it's like a yellow. Perfect. And then I'm going to click Settings, Settings. And I'm going to go down to Opacity, and I'm going to lower that opacity. I usually like it around 50. That's close enough. And let's take a look. Let's unclick it. Well, let's just see what that looks like. So say I'm talking about something in this video, and then I want to highlight this area. You can see that the highlight is there now. This is really useful if you're doing a lot of clicking around a screen. If I wanted this to be elsewhere to highlight something, I can move it around. I can make this highlight go longer or shorter. If I want to highlight something later in a video, I can actually just copy this with Command C, and I can paste it elsewhere so that I have a highlight that I can just move around again so I don't have to actually create it again. So say you want to highlight, this like sidebar, like something that you're maybe clicking on, and you can go ahead and just kind of adjust it to where you want it to be. If I want it smaller, I can just do that. Perfect. And then, let me unclick it. I can go ahead and scroll through and I can see that this area has been highlighted.
And that's it for today's video. I'm curious, what type of videos are you going to be creating using DaVinci Resolve? Does it sound like something you would use? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.